Hello. In this video, we're going to talk about the three big ideas from chapter 5 in the book. We're going to talk about the ways in which artists use light to represent space and model form. We're going to outline the principles of color theory and describe the different sorts of color schemes artists might employ. And we're going to also talk about how color might be used with representational painting as well as a symbolic tool. Light and color are elements that affect the creation of space and art. Natural light helps us define spatial relationships. Artists can control the experience of their work through the manipulation of light. Leonardo da Vinci concerned himself with writing the rules for atmospheric or aerial perspective. Objects that are farther away appear less distinct, bluer in color, and have reduced light and dark contrast. Leonardo's Madonna on the Rocks shows us three groupings of rocks with different distances marked only by atmospheric perspective. The one nearest to the viewer is on the right, and the one that is on the left appears bluest and farthest away. Chiaroscuro refers to the balance of light and shade in a work, most often exhibited when the artist transitions from light to dark around a curved surface. Using chiaroscuro on a curved surface is called modeling. Paul Cullen drew figure of a woman on beige paper, indicating shadow with black crayon and light with white crayon. Highlights are indicated by white and directly reflect the light source. Areas of shadow include shadow proper, the core of the shadow, and the darkest cast shadow. Turberism is a technique separate from modeling. It is a style of painting using profoundly pronounced chiaroscuro, where there are violent contrasts of light and dark, and where darkness becomes the dominating feature of the image. In this painting, we can see the bright areas are strongly lit by a candle, with the hand casting a powerful shadow over the face, which is surrounded by darkness. Greater contrast between light and dark often has greater dramatic impact. In Shirin Nishat's fervor, women and men worshiping at a mosque are separated by a divider and by the color of their garments. A single white face of a woman who turns toward the camera draws the viewer further into the narrative. In this sketch for a painting, there is a clear division between light and dark, with the line of light abruptly stopping at the figure's hand and face. In the final painting, you can see a slice of white at the woman's neck, creating two light and dark diagonals. Who is she looking at? She is not looking at the play. She is looking at the other spectators across the way. She is more concerned about what the others are doing rather than what is happening on stage. Sir Isaac Newton discovered that light breaks into a spectrum, or bands of color, when passed through a prism. Secondary colors are orange, green, and violet, and are mixtures of the two surrounding primary colors. Intermediate colors mix a primary color and a nearby secondary color. In this system, mixing all the colors together creates black, the absence of color. It is known as a subtractive process. Subtractive process is used in things like painting, magazines, newspapers, and dyeing of fabrics. Mixing colored light is an additive process. Primary additive colors are red-orange, green, and blue-violet. The secondary colors are yellow, magenta, and cyan. As more colors are added, the more light is added, and the color becomes brighter. Additive color process is used in your computer screen, television, smartphone screen, and stage lighting. Color can be described by its hue, relative value, and intensity or saturation. Intensity can be reduced by adding gray or the opposite hue, or by adding a medium. Here you can see Michelangelo's The Creation of Man before it underwent restoration. Here is the same painting after layers of dirt and smoke have been removed. It is now much closer to Michelangelo's original colors. See how the painting has much more depth now that the intensity of all the colors have been restored. Pointillism is a technique of painting in which small, distinct dots of colors are applied in patterns to form an image. George Seurat uses pointillism in paintings to create a sense of tension between complementary colors. Here is a detail of the same painting. You can see by placing complementary colors side by side, the intensity of the colors are enhanced. However, there is a limited range at which the viewer's eyes can mix the colors, and the work appears murky from farther away. Chuck Close uses a new kind of pointillism. Close's method includes overlaying a large photograph with a grid, which then he fills with micropaintings to create a larger image. Each micropainting consists of 2 to 4 concentric circles. The work is both fully representational and fully abstract. Color symbolizes different things in different contexts and cultural environments. In Vincent van Gogh's The Night Cafe, the artist uses red and green to create visual tension and emotional balance. This context is different than the red-green color scheme Americans often associate with Christmas.